Tyler, the Creator, is releasing a brand new record in about a week and a half. And though that may mean nothing to you, I can almost guarantee that this is gonna change the landscape of hip hop for a couple of months. And not only am I excited for what Tyler has in store, I also think I have a pretty good idea on what the record might be about. And if you'd like to know what the record is about, then just stick around, because we're gonna get straight into it. Now, obviously, Tyler, the Creator dropping wasn't on anyone's radar up until yesterday when he released Saint Chroma. And as I thought back to what other Tyler, the Creator albums sounded like, I think I know more or less where this album is headed. Firstly, let's just call it for what it is. I think this record is going to be a conceptual record. Now, some of you might disagree based on the lyrics to Saint Chroma not necessarily being the most deep or anything, but I'll get to that later and I'll explain more of what I think Saint Chroma is about. But here's why I think this will be a conceptual album. Now, Tyler, the Creator, is a fan of consistency. Of course, he's known for dropping a project every 2 years, but he also carries a lot of trends and patterns within those projects. For example, the 10th song on every record is split into 2 or maybe even 3. And more importantly, most Tyler, the Creator albums contain a storyline. From Wolf to Flower Boy and of course Igor, every Tyler, the Creator album has had some sort of storyline to it. Some are more vague, and some are more direct. However, I think that Chromakopia is going to be something that we haven't quite seen from Tyler, the Creator. That is because for the most part, when you look at Wolf, when you look at Flower Boy, when you look at Igor even, the storylines contained in those records follow Tyler's actual life. Of course, exaggerated and hyperbolized, but there is some sort of based on a true story elements to the stories. And though this isn't an ineffective way of telling stories, I think Tyler, the Creator might be shooting for something bigger with Chromakopia. Mainly because Chromakopia doesn't spell out Tyler, the Creator to me. I don't think he's gonna focus on just a single character the way he did on Igor or Flower Boy or any record that came beforehand, because Chromakopia is very clearly not about a character but about a place. And something that reinforces that idea for me is the fact that Tyler, the Creator, has never done this before, or at least not to the extent to where I think he's going to in Chromakopia. Now, of course, you might be saying, hey, he hasn't done that before, why would he do that now? And the reason is because he's Tyler, the Creator. He does different shit all the time. Like, in terms of consistency, Tyler, the Creator is always consistently different. If I told you after Flower Boy that Igor was gonna sound the way that it did, you'd call me an idiot. And if I told you that Call Me If You Get Lost was gonna be a straight up rap album, you'd also call me an idiot. The fact is that Tyler, the Creator, is always looking to switch it up. And even with the little teaser that we got, we can see how sonically this is going to be different to Call Me If You Get Lost and Call Me If You Get Lost, the deluxe version. And we can also see that this is going to be some sort of different type of storytelling. Of course, there's definitely a character that the video revolves around, being this guy, which I don't know the name of, but for simplicity's sake, we will call Saint Chroma for the rest of the video. But I think it's more accurate to say that this right now is building a world rather than just talking about this character. But I don't know if that's making any sense to you or not. What does make sense to me though is that you guys should subscribe. We're very close to hitting 50,000. We just hit 48,000 last video, so I would like to get to 49,000 with this one. Of course, I'm not begging you to subscribe or anything. You subscribe if you want to. You hit a like if you want to, but I would greatly appreciate it. Anyways, let me get back to the video. Like, even think about the album title, Chromakopia. In contrast to every other album that Tyler, the Creator, has released, this isn't talking about a person or a subject. It's talking about a city or a country. It can definitely be a country. And it is my belief that in whatever world we're living in, this country is at war. And the reason why I think that is because Saint Chroma is very clearly wearing a sergeant uniform. And he's most definitely the drill sergeant of the rest of the Chromakopia soldiers. And if you ask me what the storyline for Chromakopia will be about, I would reckon to say it's going to be about Saint Chroma and the Chromakopia War. And like I said, it's definitely different. It's definitely out there. It's definitely something that Tyler hasn't done before. But at the same time, that is the perfect way to describe Tyler, the Creator. He does things that are different, out there, and he always does things that he has never done before. And again, you might say that I'm stretching it because the lyrics to Saint Chroma are just him flexing. They're very similar to what you might hear in Call Me If You Get Lost. But let's just think about it for a minute. Because if we really thought about the Call Me If You Get Lost music videos, most of them don't really have a storyline. Like, yeah, they have a story in terms of the visuals, but they don't have a connecting storyline. At most, I think the only one that really has a story that connects to maybe other eras of Tyler is Sorry Not Sorry. But outside of that, there's nothing that really connects to anything. Where on the other hand, you can't tell me that Saint Chroma's video isn't gonna connect to something else later down the road. In fact, I know for a fact that it does connect to something later down the road because Saint Chroma is the album cover. To dismiss what this album can potentially be conceptually because a song's lyrics aren't that deep is a grave mistake. Especially because this sounds like it's just going to be the intro track. And you might say, fine, I can work with you. Chromakopia is gonna be this war album. What is the war about? And that's where I say, I don't fucking know. It would be interesting if there was any clues around, but the description only says 8, which I assume is just because this is Tyler, the Creator's 8th album. And the lyrics don't leave much to decipher. But again, if we're gonna super analyze this music video, I would assume this is some sort of wars over colors. Maybe? Again, this might be a little bit of a stretch, but walk with me, right? What if this is a war between Saint Chroma, a place where there's only like green tone, sepia toned colors, and the normal world where there's like normal colors, and when they blow shit up, it just goes into normal colors. That's the only way I can really analyze this music video. At least as of right now, I'm sure that when the album comes out, I'm gonna look stupid as fuck. But when it comes to the type of storytelling that Tyler, the Creator could make, this seems like it's something right up his alley. There's also the possibility that Saint Chroma is some sort of dictator maybe. And at that point, the album would be about a character, kind of like Igor, but if Igor was a dictator of a country. Like, the war itself happening would just be the background of what's the actual story. And I think that's dope as hell. And listen, did I crack the whole code? No, but I am fairly certain in saying this album is going to be about a war in Chromakopia. What happens after that, I don't know. But that's the fun of Tyler, the Creator, and his storylines, and me dissecting said storylines, and then passing it off to you to see what you might think, to see how you interpreted this, and to see if you have a better theory about what this could be about. And if you do, leave a comment, because, you know, I'm kind of stumped. I'm kind of stumped there. You know, it's about a war, but I don't know why. And if you have a better idea for what this album can be about, well, just let me know. Anyways, it's been a crazy week, man. That Liam Payne stuff, huh? Pretty crazy. Things get pretty crazy. Anyways, shout out to Jay Dilla, shout out to God, shout out to y'all, shout out to me, and shout out to Tyler, the Creator. And with that being said, Jay Dilla, roll out.